and I hope everyone takes this seriously. The stuff that we talk about, take it seriously, and always think freely. That's what's most important. So I'd like to introduce my next guest, former councillor Clint Uden. He's also got his Bachelor of Arts in History, and he was a member of a major political party for 10 years, secretary for a local branch for 5 years. So Clint, I've known you for about a year now, and you used to be the former councillor for Wagga Wagga. You've most likely seen the candidates for the upcoming election. I think Joe McGirr will be running again, and McKenna Powell for the Nationalists. I've seen she's put a lot of money towards campaigning, and I've seen a few Dan Haynes billboards for the Labor. He'll probably give it another crack. What are your thoughts on the upcoming election for Wagga?
Well, first of all, thanks Nathan for having me on your show.
That's all good, man.
And that sterling introduction. In relation to the state election, which is coming up on the 26th of March, 2019, the New South Wales state election, the seat of Wagga Wagga, the incumbent is of course Dr. Joe McGirr, who stole the seat after 61 years. Well, didn't steal the seat, won the seat, I should say. Won it graciously and victoriously. At the last by-election.
A lot of help to Paul Fennell's preferences as well.
Indeed. And so, in getting back to, the Nats are spending a lot of money trying to, with their young female woman candidate, who I think she looks the part, but I don't think she's got the political, how should we say, the political aptitude to really be a proper and an effective representative for the people of Wagga Wagga. And so I think Dan Yeshua Labor is in there as well, but I think Joe will still win because at the last by-election we had Paul Fennell, who picked up about 10 to 12%, I think, of the vote, and so that vote will probably most likely flow to McGirr, who will just increase his margin on the seat, hopefully.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, but McKenna Powell definitely looks like she's just playing the part as usual. Most candidates.
I think so. I think Nathan. I think you're absolutely right there.
Yeah, well, hopefully it goes some way in that one direction good, as long as Labor doesn't get the majority seat. That shows a little bit of faith in the small town.
True.
But so you've heard of the yellow vest problems that have been apparently in Geneva. The yellow vest protested in front of the UN headquarters. So they're getting pretty closer and closer, right?
Right. I haven't heard this. This is an interesting development.
Yeah. So, I mean, they've already tried to. They've gone closer to the French Assembly Parliament as well. But we're currently on the 15th week. The French government isn't willing to, agree upon many terms. I mean, Macron definitely needs to go. And 13th week, if you saw that was a little bit more intense.
Yeah, wasn't someone seriously injured?
So basically, a number of protesters tried to storm the Assembly Parliament, and riot police fired a tear gas grenade. And one of the protesters caught it, and it exploded in their hands, so they lost 4 fingers. There's a video online about it.
It's grotesque. These fascists need to answer for their crimes.
One of the other protester leaders, he was one of the Yellow Vest actual online leaders. He was caught up with police, and he may lose an eye from the police attacks as well.
God, so there's been a lot of police brutality and a lot of hard-nosed response by this corrupt and ineffective government in
Yeah.
France.
Yeah, so when it really shows when they're going towards that kind of direction of violence, shows they're not really willing to resort to a lot of kind of stuff. But I'll give one more example. There was a French police car driving through a crowd of protesters, and so the crowd of protesters, there was about 100 to 200 of them. The police were trying to drive to the rest of the police lineup, and all the protesters were throwing rocks and smashing sticks against the windshield and stuff, and the police inside the car were freaking out. But it really just paints the question, like, what are these guys willing to go through? Like, they must be getting paid pretty highly. Why don't they just step down?
Well, I think the police in France, like the police in other parts of the Western world, don't actually get paid that much. I mean, like a senior constable here in New South Wales is probably only on about maybe 68,000 a year or something like that. They're not really on that amount of money, and then they've got their own bills to pay. They're feeling the pressure as well of inflation and debts and credit cards and etc. Everyone's feeling the economic strain and the stresses of what this global corrupt banking system is doing to the ordinary person, the ordinary worker. And I think it's only a matter of time before the French police go, you know what, I'm going to put on a yellow vest.
Yeah, well, there was a blue vest movement. There's a fair few police officers, but yeah.
Yeah. So I think that could be a possibility, and a welcomed one at that.
Yes, hopefully, definitely agree. They're not willing to stop anytime soon, by the looks of it. So